Stumped about what to gift the person who has everything? How about a one-of-a-kind classic car from RM Sotheby's New York, driven by disruption sale?
And this is a very targeted gallery display of only 31 cars in partnership with Sotheby's. Our relationship was really cemented earlier in the year. It's been very successful, and we wanted to round the year out with something really curated and special. Last year's season sales were $470 million. We sell about 800 cars a year, so the average price per car is really staggering. Many multi-million-dollar sales over the years, and Ferraris in particular. Some of those blue-chip sports car brands that everyone recognizes. Every child had a poster on their bedroom wall. That's really what's getting a lot of attention. This car is a Ferrari 290 MM, which stands for Mille Miglia. It was a purpose-built race car built for Juan Manuel Fangio, arguably the greatest race car driver in history. Despite the $28 to $32 million price tag, this is a car that gets driven in anger, it gets driven actively, and it wins.
Who do you think is the buyer for a car like this?
We have a lot of collectors who do participate in historic racing events on the track, on extended rallies and so forth. But we've seen a great influx also of car appreciators who view it as a piece of art. It may sit like this indefinitely and be appreciated over a glass of wine, or somebody may put it through its paces and race the heck out of it.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
So Alan, how much of the value of these racing cars has to do with the mystique they evoke of the golden era of racing?
A great deal of value. I think a lot of the collectors that are interested in these cars have a memory as children of watching these gentlemen racers of the period brave life and limb, racing at breakneck speeds, and they are really heroes of racing enthusiasts, and to have their names attached to these kinds of cars is where a lot of the value comes from.
You also have some more modern cars here that have appreciated in value relatively recently.
Yes, the car behind us is a 1991 Ferrari Testarossa, barely 25 years old really. And these kinds of cars are really coming into their own now. Cars from the 80s and 90s are quite rare, of course, but this car is unique in that it is black on black, arguably the most desirable color combination, but also the mileage is negligible. The car is virtually showroom fresh, although that is a major challenge for the new owner. Do you preserve that low mileage and then hopefully see increased escalation, or do you just do what you couldn't do in 1991, turn the key and go for a drive?
This car looks very James Bond to me. Tell us about it.
This car is unique. It's one of only 19 that was bodied by this coach builder here in Italy, Zagato. Really a dual purpose car, which is to say it's meant for a gentleman driver, a guy that takes it to the track, races it all day, and then drives it home. This, without exception, is the most desirable road-going Aston Martin money can buy. It's a 300 SL Mercedes-Benz Gullwing, and it is, of course, notable for those doors. Of the many cars that they built, though, this one is the very same car driven by Stirling Moss, the greatest driver in history. So it is incredibly historically important. It was purpose-built for racing, and it has been out of the public eye for many years. It's an incredibly important car.
And if sports cars aren't your thing, there are these palaces on wheels, even cars with a musical pedigree, like this 1963 Pontiac Bonneville driven by Roy Rogers, and rocker Janis Joplin's hand-painted 1965 Porsche.
The important part of this car is that it was Janis's driver. This is her only car she owned. She drove it every day. Very recognized in San Francisco. Everybody knew about it. This is the symbol here is a symbol for Capricorn, and that is her birth month. This is the pictures of the band Janis: Dave, Sam, Peter, and James.
This 2006 Lamborghini Concept S is the one and only example of this highly designed car. This one only has 180 kilometers, but for a mere $3 million, you can add some mileage to this baby.
All 31 cars are on public display until December 10th at 5 p.m. The sale kicks off at 7. You can tune in to the live stream on Sotheby's website, where you can also get in on the action. Gentlemen, start your engines.